Chapter 3 Layers. Layers. Each Procreate canvas starts out with two layers, background and layer 1. In the background layer, you can only change the color of the layer. You cannot draw on it. Select the background layer and choose a new color from your background. You can add new layers by pressing on the plus sign in the upper right corner. You can move your layers around by just dragging them up or down. When you slide the layer from right to left, you'll see three options. Lock. Lock to lock your layer. This is great if you don't want to draw on a layer and keep it locked. Duplicate. Duplicate to duplicate a layer. You can also duplicate a layer by dragging it to the left. Then you'll see a green plus sign to the right of your layer. When you let go, the layer will jump on top of all of your layers and groups. Delete. Delete to delete your layer. Once you've deleted the layer, it is gone. You can only undo this by pressing the undo button or tap with 3 fingers on the canvas. Rename. When you tap on Rename, you can rename your layer. Type in the new name and tap on the canvas on the left or tap on the keyboard icon on the bottom left of your keyboard. Select. When you tap on Select, the entire layer is selected and you can duplicate it in the Select screen. Tap on the Duplicate button with the 2 lines. Your entire layer is duplicated. You can also use the Transform tool to adjust the size of your image, or rotate it by rotating it with 2 fingers. You can even shear and drag the image into perspective with the blue handles. Copy. Tap on Copy to make a copy of your layer to the clipboard of your iPad. You can paste it into another app or into Procreate. Fill layer. When you press on Fill layer, the layer will be filled with the color you have selected in the color menu. It is best to do this on an empty layer. Otherwise, your art will be deleted by one color. Clear. When you press on Clear, the content of your layer is cleared. Alpha Lock. Press on Alpha Lock if you want to paint inside an object on your layer. When you paint outside it, nothing happens. You can only paint inside your object. Press on Alpha Lock again to deselect it. Want to learn everything about Procreate 4.3? Then get the Procreate 4 video manual on Apple Books or Vimeo On Demand for only $4.99. Learn all the features in Procreate 4.3 with over 2 hours of video tutorials. The links are in the description below this video. Mask. Press on Mask if you want to draw a mask over your layer. When you paint with black, you will add a mask to the layer. When you paint with white, you will erase the mask. You can use all the brushes in Procreate to create a mask. When you work with the more structured brushes, you can add some cool effects. You can also use the Smudge tool to create smudges in your mask. Perspective Assist. Turn on Perspective Assist when you want to use the Perspective Guide in Procreate. When you turn on Perspective Assist, all the lines will snap to the vanishing points. Reference. When you tap on Reference, your layer will be a reference layer for all the other layers. You can use Reference Layer for coloring your line artwork in a separate layer using Color Drop. This works best if you have closed shapes in your art. Merge down. When you press on Merge Down, your layer will be merged with the layer underneath. Combine Down. When you tap on Combine Down, the layer will be made into a group with the layer underneath. Primary and secondary layers. You can also select several layers at once. When you have selected a layer and swipe on the layer underneath from left to right, you create a secondary layer. You can make all of your layers underneath the primary layer a secondary layer. When you use the Transform tool, you can transform all of the selected layers. Groups. When you still have your primary and secondary layers selected, you can see a minus sign in the upper left corner. When you press on it, you will delete all the layers at once. A new window opens with two options: Cancel to cancel your action, and Delete to delete all your selected layers. In the upper right corner of the Layers menu, you see three stripes. When you press on that button, all your selected layers will be made into a group. When you tap on the title of the group, you can rename it. Flatten the group into one layer. Tap on the group layer and then on Flatten to flatten the group into one layer. Groups are great to keep your layer menu organized. When the group is selected, you can use the Transform tool to move it around, or scale it, shear it, or drag it into perspective. Stayf tip. If you want to rearrange your layers or move a layer from the group, just tap on the layer and hold it and drag it to the place you want. When you drag it outside the group, you will move it out of the group. You can also drag other layers into a group. Layer opacity. When you tap on the N on the right of your layer, you can adjust the opacity of your layer from 0 to 100%. Layer blend modes. When you press on the N, you get a drop-down with all the blend modes you can add to your layer. They are categorized by darken, lighten, contrast, difference, and color. These are blend modes you might be familiar with using other apps like Photoshop. In each category, you'll find other blend modes. On top of all the blend modes, you will always find normal. Want to learn everything about Procreate 4.3? Then get the Procreate 4 video manual on Apple Books or Vimeo On Demand for only $4.99. Learn all the features in Procreate 4.3 with over 2 hours of video tutorials. The links are in the description below this video.